Hi, I'm with two of the leaders of an organization called FSANA. It's an acronym, FSANA, that stands for Flight School Association of North America. And two of the leaders are the CEO and president, Mr. Bob Rockmaker on my left, and Mr. Glen Pace on my right. First of all, Bob, you've started this organization some 15 years ago now, is that correct? And can you give us just a quick overview about FSANA and what it is and purpose and mission?
Thanks, Ron, for having us, number one. Appreciate it. We're 15 years old, 15th anniversary. Founded because the flight school industry did not have its own organization. There was nobody really representing and dedicated to the flight training industry. And so we saw a need, I saw a need, and today here we are. We have a trade association.
Very good. So 15 years and quite a few successes, to include this week when you have just hosted, now I believe it's the third annual Designated Pilot Examiner Symposium, the DPE Symposium here in Orlando. So what brought this about?
Okay, so Ron, in the industry, in the ab initio flight training industry, there's really two elements that take place. The flight schools create the new pilots, and then they have to be tested. So you can make the pilots, but if you can't get them tested get them tested accurately with a reasonable turnaround, it causes delay. And so we decided as a board to enter into this entire arena of the practical test area to work with designees, work with the FAA, bring people together to learn, collaborate, and this is our third annual, and some people have said to me and to others, this was our best one yet, and I think in 25 we will probably end up with 150 to 200 designees at this event.
Wow, quite the success. So Bob, one last question on the organization. Safety emphasis. Is this something that you promote to all the flight schools, aviation safety?
Okay, Ron. So in the beginning days, as you may know or may or may not know, I started out my career as an airport management person, accredited airport executive. I learned a long time ago when I soloed at 16 that safety is always number one. Did we, in the beginning days of FSANA, put safety as a major objective? The answer is no. It was always there for us, but we had many other organizations, wonderful organizations that were all already in the safety space, and so we had other things we needed to do to build the model. Today, not just today, but over the past year or two, we have started to enter FSANA into that safety space. I am the industry chair for the communications team for the General Aviation Joint Safety Committee. Safety is important to us, as I said, it always has been, but now we're getting further into that. FSANA is the organization that started to set the goal, which now others have followed, including the late Richard McSpadden at AOPA, Helicopter Association, now Vertical Aviation International. They have come on board to establish a zero fatal accident or a zero goal for accidents in the general aviation space.
Thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. And you and I have often shared the goal of zero fatal accidents as being achievable, and it's the only goal that we should ascribe to rather than something worse than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Bob. Glen, so Glen Pace, a person of many talents and many hats. This week you're wearing the hat of flight instructor, chairman of the board of FSANA, and moderator for several of the symposium things here. It's been quite a busy week for you. But back home in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, you manage and own a flight school, and tell me about your flight school and how you integrate safety into your training programs.
We're a small flight school in South Mississippi. We do a tremendous amount of training, though. We do a lot of training in accelerated flight training as well. We got some of the lowest prices in the country with it, so we really enjoy training as a whole, and I thoroughly love to train CFIs, where we can, I mean, we do all training for all levels, but CFIs, you really get a chance to influence people that's going to influence a lot of folks, and so we thoroughly enjoy all training, but especially helping to make other pilots.
Good. So you maximize your impact in training through training CFIs. That's great. So why would an organization like Majestic Aviation, your flight training school, why would they join FSANA?
We've been a part of FSANA probably 8 or 9 years now. It was still younger whenever we joined it. I was looking for a youth camp, and I come across the FSANA website for the youth camp, and I called. Bob answered the phone, and we wound up talking a little over an hour, and I was pretty impressed with FSANA and what it wanted to do then, and then shortly thereafter we came on board to help make some of those things happen. We was asked to serve on the board, and then here we are years later as board chair.
Very good. Quite the story. So the DPE shortage, the shortage of DPE personnel throughout the country was emphasized this week. Does it impact your training organization as well?
I believe it affects all organizations, and we're no different than any of the others. Used to, you could call a DPE, hey, I need a ride. All right, come next Thursday, and you get a ride. Now you anywhere from 2 to 4 to at the best. I mean, sometimes 6 months out even on getting rides. It's very difficult to get a ride, and you definitely don't want to miss one if you get it scheduled. So.
Yeah, I've heard that throughout the week as well. So do you think this symposium featuring some folks from the FAA talking about their process changes, talking with other DPEs, existing DPEs, DPE wannabes and the like, was this beneficial, do you think, in the long run for relieving the DPE shortage?
I do believe this is one of the best DPE conferences we had, and we have been very inspirational this week in being able to study together, learn best practices together. What are some ways that we can help eliminate cancel check rides? What are ways we can increase more? So I do feel like this will help eliminate some of the shortages, and I look very much forward to having more DPEs involved in it next year.
Very good, and I certainly concur. I think it's been beneficial for all the attendees here and for the organization and for the industry. So thank you so much, Bob and Glenn, for interviewing with me this afternoon. I appreciate it.